It's Jane. It's Scraptastic Yarns. It's Tuesday. There's what in Tarnation. And there's a couple of finished items. Sort of whips, but I don't have them with me. I did have some happy mail, but I left it all downstairs. So, we're just going to go with what we have upstairs. Alright guys, it's Tuesday. I told you about the hats that I was making for the nursery. And I did tell the fellow, Tyler, that one, I am not putting any pom-poms on. And that is the hat. The original pattern was by Kate's Crochet on Etsy. She is a gal that lives in Pittsburgh, and like I said, I don't know if she actually works for UPMC and then makes these patterns on the side, or what. But you know, I had problems with the pattern, so I did change it up to where I like it a little better. I'm not putting pom-poms on the top. I have a love-hate relationship with pom-poms for newborns, and I will tell you why. When I was working in Roswell, New Mexico as a nursery nurse, back then we took the babies out to the mothers from the nursery, and we would leave them with their mothers for about 2 hours so they could breastfeed, bond, all that kind of stuff. Well, I'd taken this baby out. The grandmother had placed a hat on it. You know, a little, I don't know whether it was knitted, crocheted. I didn't pay attention at the time because I had more babies to bring out to other mamas. So, but I did notice it had a pom-pom on the hat. And, you know, as I was leaving the room, Grandma, Grandpa taking pictures, blah, blah, blah. I'm going down the hall with 2 babies. One on each hand. And you don't cross-contaminate so that something happens to this baby, you don't do anything unless it's life-threatening to use your other hand. Same with this baby, so that if something's going on, you don't cross-contaminate possibility of germs or whatever, okay? I'm going down the hall. The maternity nurse is behind me, and we were talking, and all of a sudden I hear a scream from one of the rooms, the room I just delivered the baby, and I hear the mother crying help. I looked at the maternity nurse. She doesn't do babies. Her thing is mamas, new mamas. She took the babies, and I went into the room. The baby had pulled one of the strands out of the pom-pom and had gotten it stuck in its throat and was choking. So I don't put pom-poms on newborn babies' hats. Just don't. Because of that. Yes, the baby was fine. I was able to clear the airway. Mama was glad. Grandma was glad. Grandpa, you know, the whole thing. So the baby was saved. But since then, I've never put pom-poms on newborn hats, mine. There have been newborn hats that the other ladies have made for me to donate to the hospital, and they will put pom-poms on them. I do not. So, I'm going to grab my bag. So Tyler asked for 25. He has 20. He wants them for the week of Christmas so that they can do a photo op with the babies in the newborn nursery, the birthplace, which they do that every year. They do a theme. This year they're doing a system-wide theme. And I gave Tyler some suggestions, and then he agreed with me. He understood it was rather late for us to get the information. His mother was working. She's a knitter, so she's busy knitting up a couple of hats. But I told him I have 20, no pom-poms. He said that's fine. So they will be delivered tomorrow afternoon. Well, this afternoon. Not tomorrow afternoon, this afternoon. Once I get done with all this. So, there's that. Then there is the birthstone make-along with Judy, a witch piece. I chose for my last color purple because I could not find an indigo. I had already used a lighter blue here and then a blue blend here, and I thought I don't want to put aqua in there, so I just went with purple. And my husband agreed. Tanzanite does have purple hues, so went with that. Then I did a single crochet all the way around, and then I did a picot edging, and there is my birthstone make-along. And this will go to prayer shawl so that it can be given out to someone who might very well enjoy that. Next finished object, Nan's Next Knots. This one I just did very simply. These were my last two colors, or three colors. That was the Delft Blue. This is the Liquid Teal by Red Heart, and this is the Reef by Craftsmart, Michaels. So here's that, and it's a nice big one. This is one that would normally go to the gatehouse, and I'm debating whether to turn that into prayer shawl or to actually keep it because I really like the colors. I haven't decided yet, so I'm kind of working on that decision, trying to decide if I want to do that. Did get my Scentbird, and as you know, the Scentbird does not come in those lovely little vials that they show you. They come in a cardboard vial. But this month's, I chose Nativa, Jamaica, and this is a Lignum Vitae Flowers Warm Tropical Embrace, wraps around sleek palmaria and sensual vanilla in this serene, sexy, and past light sweet fragrance. Sheer vetiver and bright musk subtly enhance the heavy lidded floral fill. And it has those things in it. And it is a delicious flavor. It does have that nice musk, does have a more tropical smell to it, and it does have a light sensual tinge to it. But I really like that. This one, I know that will be in one of my further queues for a larger bottle of that perfume. You get I think these are maybe 0.22 ounces of perfume. It is perfume, lasts long, so I really enjoyed that. Now let me get a sip here. I'm filming this the night before. The end is the day has been a little long. I was rather surprised when I watched Rose's thank you gifts for November for the wings. I got the goodie box. Normally, I would have said no, give it to someone else, or, you know, save it for the next time. But hey, I want the thumb drive. 2, it was a hard week last week. And I do mean a hard week last week. My husband, for the first time with his chemo, got pretty sick on the way home. So I had to come in, clean him up, clean up the basin, and then clean up the car, then go get groceries. Then I came home, I'm sewing, and, you know, it's at night. I come downstairs about 8:30, 8:45, and I was doing dishes, and then I finished, and I went into the bathroom that's downstairs. And there is stuff all over the bathroom. Blood. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what's going on, so I had to go in and ask him. Of course, with his chemo days, he has chemo fog. He does a lot of sleeping that day. And, let his colostomy bag get a little too full, and there was a little bit of an explosion. That's all I'm saying. So then I had to clean that up, but the thing that concerned me was the blood that was on the wall, the baseboards, door jamb, toilet. I was like, what's that about? So we got it all covered. Everything's fine. But he scared me. And it was just a rough week. You know, there were a lot of little things that were happening, that were going on that, you know, got on my nerves. And I admit I got a little depressed. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take that goodie box. So, I'm kind of excited to see it come. Can't wait to dive into the patterns. Okay. Some of the other things that I received are a lot of Christmas cards. They're downstairs, and I will show those when I do my movie and stitch, which I plan on doing probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know. Yeah. And I have been listening to a lot of folks on the Vlogmases, trying to keep up. Can't. Too many people. But I do catch up on a few of them every day. I check out Ella every day. I consider Ella, baby watch. So I check hers out every day. I do see every day. Yeah, a couple of others that I do every day. Then some of the other gals I see every once in a while. But I have to tell you, I'm so glad that Donna of Gabbing Grammy is back. I was a little concerned. But I'm glad to hear it was nothing that was life-threatening. That was my biggest fear. You know, losing a fur baby is really hard. So I know the kind of depression that you can get into, and especially if it was the animal that you had a special connection with. So I feel for you, girl. I know. It's hard. Now, I filmed a tutorial on that cowl with the puff stitch, and I have no clue where it went. I don't have it on my hard drive. I don't have it, and I uploaded it to YouTube. It's not on YouTube. I double checked to make sure I didn't upload it to So Scraptastic. It's not there. So I've got to refilm it. So that one, I don't know if I'm going to have time between now and then. If I do, I'll get it filmed. If not, then it will be one of the first things you see in the new year. We'll just call it the year of new beginnings. Alright, are you ready for a little what in Tarnation? Swimsuit-clad Santas run through Budapest streets for charity. More than 40 runners donned Santa hats and swimsuits to participate in Budapest's annual Santa Claus jogging event. The annual event, also known as Naked Santa Run and the Santa Speedo Run, was canceled due to the pandemic in 2020, like everything else was, but it returned to the Hungarian capital Sunday with more than 40 participants. The runners gathered outside of the Go Active Fitness Center and began their swimsuit-clad run at 2 p.m. local time. The run covered a distance of about 2.2 miles and ended back at the gym. Participants were given a 50% discount at the local Szczecin spa to warm up from the frigid run. The 18th annual Santa Claus jogging event raised money for charity group Better Childhood. You know, we all have dreams, and sometimes we decide we are going to live out our dream. This family lived out their mother's dream. Utah family transforms home into life-size gingerbread house. A Utah home is drawing the attention of passerbys as well as internet users after being decorated to resemble a life-size gingerbread house. Virginia Hoffman said she realized a few years ago that her red brick home in Yellcrest area of Salt Lake City bears a striking resemblance to the Christmas season treats, so she started thinking of ways to decorate the home as a gigantic gingerbread house. Hoffman enlisted the help of her family to make her vision a reality. I told my family about it, and luckily they didn't think I was crazy. And so we painted those gumballs in the kitchen over Thanksgiving of 2019. And then my daughter and son-in-law helped me figure out how to attach them to the house, she told KSTU-TV. Hoffman, an interior designer by trade, and her husband, a professional artist, added vanilla wafers into the mix for this year's decoration. We made that out of foam insulation, and then my husband melted out the squares with a soldering iron. And I painted them and got the exact right colors to look like the cookies, Hoffman said. The yearly decor has proven popular with neighbors, and this year's version went viral online after Hoffman's daughter shared photos on Reddit. I hope that if it can just put a smile on anyone's face, if it can just help a little Christmas cheer, that's the whole goal. It will all be worth it, she said. And there's video, so go check it out. Many of you know that I am not a fan of our current president, just because I think his policies are actually harming America rather than building it back better. But sometimes you gotta wonder about the people in that state. Delaware replaces highway sign that misspelled state's name. An exit sign on a Delaware highway was replaced after drivers pointed out on social media that it misspelled the name of the state. Numerous posts appeared on social media this week when the Delaware Avenue exit sign on northbound Interstate 95 in Wilmington was installed, and travelers quickly noticed it spelled Delaware Avenue. The Department of Transportation had said a subcontractor contractor, M.L. Robertson Construction Company, had to make the sign in a hurry because the permanent replacement was not expected to arrive in time for the exit's reopening this week. The Kiewit Infrastructure Company, the Department of Transportation's contractor, said the spelling error wasn't noticed until after the sign had been installed. Del Dot joked in a Facebook post that the sign's typo had been a test to see if drivers were paying attention. Donnie Arendt, an area manager with Kiewit, said the temporary sign has now been replaced with its permanent replacement, which spells Delaware correctly. No spell check? Now I may start crying with this next story, but it's an excellent story. Georgia waitress gets $10,000 in tips after customer's Facebook post. A satisfied customer's social media post led to a Georgia waitress receiving more than $10,000 in tips from strangers. Rita Williams said in her Facebook post that she was dining out at the IHOP in Morrow with her mother when she was impressed by her server, Jasmine Castillo. It was crazy crowded and our waitress was stretched so thin, but she remained professional, so kind, patient, and just overall provided amazing customer service, Williams wrote. She said the service inspired her to leave a generous tip on her $30 tab. I gave her the $20 and she was like, "Are you serious?" Williams told WGCL-TV, I handed her another $20 and she goes, "No." Really? Castillo, see, tearing up. Castillo, who said it usually takes waiting on about 7 tables to earn $40 in tips, and that's about right, had a brief conversation with Williams and revealed she had been struggling financially. Williams asked Castillo for her Cash App information and sent her $500 later that day. I don't know if I can get through this. She posted about her experience on Facebook, including Castillo's information, and soon money began flooding into the waitress's account. I hear the notifications, Castillo said. I don't usually get Cash Apps. I didn't know what was going on. Castillo said the tips from social media strangers exceeded $10,000 within the week. She said the tips couldn't have come at a more fortuitous time. That's a hard word to say. I had a couple of bills overdue, she said. My mom is sick and she just got out of the hospital Thanksgiving Day. Her medicine and hospital bills, I can finally help with that. And here come the tears. It's hard. Williams said she was happy to have helped Castillo in her time of need. I am beyond happy for Jasmine, Williams said. I don't think it could have happened to a better person. See? There goes the tears. These stories make life livable. To know that there are people that are so generous and give like this. Especially in the world these days when there's an awful lot of anger going around. Oh, the next story is absolutely funny. And I hope you've seen the video. If not, you can go see the video. Bear cub attacks inflatable reindeer in California yard. A California woman captured video of a bear cub brawling with an inflatable reindeer in her neighborhood while the baby Bruin's mother watched from nearby. Donna Hargett of Monrovia posted a video to Facebook showing the bear cub wrestling with the giant inflatable Christmas decorations in a neighbor's front yard. "I looked up and there it was, jumping on the reindeer," she told CBS Los Angeles. "I was laughing to myself out in the street." She said the mother and cub are frequent visitors to the neighborhood. "We see these two around all the time. They're trouble." Hargett said bears often come down from the nearby San Gabriel Mountains. She said the animals once broke into her home through the window one time, she said. "There were scratches on the wall and one got up on the bed. There were paw prints." Go see the video. And the way the reporter describes what's happening makes it even funnier. You gotta love people who do things for charity too. 232 skiing Santas take to the slopes at a Maine resort. A Maine resort said a total of 232 people donned Santa Claus out costumes and took to the slopes on skis and snowboards. Snowbirds? No, those go to Florida. Snowboards to raise money for a local nonprofit. The Sunday River Resort in Newry said the 21st annual Santa Sunday event featured 232 Santas wearing red hats, red coats, and white beards, ringing sleigh bells and taking on the slopes of the resort's Broadway Trail. The event raised more than $5,000 for the River Fund Maine, a nonprofit that aims to create a bright economic future for the community by investing in the education of the area's youth and by harnessing the recreational assets of the region. The resort said the skiing Santas each made a $20 donation to participate in the event, and the resort provided day-long lift tickets for all the participants, as well as extra tickets for return visits. I don't know if I will understand ever Saudi Arabia and the things that they do. They just don't make sense. More than 40 camels disqualified from Saudi contest over Botox enhancements. It's a beauty contest for camels. Organizers of a beauty contest for camels in Saudi Arabia said 43 animals have been disqualified for receiving Botox treatments, facelifts, and other cosmetic procedures. Officials with the month-long King Abdulaziz Camel Festival in the desert northeast of Riyadh said examinations of the camels entered into the beauty contest revealed 43 of the animals had received Botox injections, facelift procedures, hormone injections, and other banned enhancements. But boy, the prize to win this contest, I can see why they might do it. The contest, which carries a price of $66 million for the winning animal's breeder, features judges rating the camels based on the shapes of their heads, necks, and bumps, as well as the camel's dress and postures. Can't make this stuff up. Officials said advanced technology was used to screen the camels for artificial enhancements, and 43 of the camels were disqualified due to the findings. They said it was the highest number of disqualifications in the contest's history. And there you have it. What a tarnation. Alright. I hope that if you're not a subscriber, you'll like this video, subscribe, and press the little bell for notifications. And if not, give it a like. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. And remember, be kind to one another. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.